Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to GHR Live. We'll be talking today about well-being initiatives through ideas in education and a bit of technology. I'm Christina Hunting, Wellness Ambassador at Global Healthcare Resources. And today we have a great mix of employers, HR managers, independent agents, and brokers, as well as insurers and carriers joining us today. So special thanks to all of our viewers for being here. We're thrilled to have you join us for a sneak peek of what to expect at our annual Employer Healthcare and Benefits Congress this year in LA, October 2nd through the 4th. If you haven't taken the time to check out our site and get registered, you can find a collection of great giveaways in the downloadable featured in this webcast under handouts. And when you register between today and the end of the month, you will be winning something really fun. I mean, movie tickets, healthy culinary classes, maybe a $10,000 treadmill, or many other things that inspire a more well-rounded lifestyle, which brings us back to today's Fireside Chat, well-being initiatives, ideas, and education. And today, I'm joined by experts in their field, esteemed panelists, Dr. Sean-Marie Pope, a certified chiropractic sports physician at Optimal Health Wellness Center, and Patricia Diesel, speaker, author of Organically Yours, which is a great book, and a coach at Keep It Simple, LLC. And to our viewers, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to populate it in the Q&A section to the right of your screen. I'll do my best to incorporate your questions into our discussion. And don't forget to download that PDF I mentioned. Now, without further ado, Dr. Pope, I direct this first question to you. What new emerging trends are you observing in health and well-being?
I think that in the last several years, with the changes in our country's healthcare, basically the uncertainty of our country's healthcare, one of the changes that's trending in the workplace is that employers are actually looking for more than just a gym on site. They're looking for systematic wellness programs that will address not only just weight loss, not only just smoking, stop smoking. They're looking for something that's going to address chronic conditions, emotional, mental health of their employees, because what they're realizing is that our country's healthcare system may not take care of their greatest asset, which is their employees. They have to take care of them. So they're looking for something that the trend is something more well-rounded that will address the needs of their employees. So the good thing that's coming out of the changes in healthcare for the employees, besides higher deductibles, uncertainty of their rates, that the employers are now putting systems in place to help take better care of them. So the result of this actually may be overall improvement of our healthcare employees as individuals.
So you're saying that the government sort of backing off on healthcare is allowing employers to take over and really take initiative on the well-rounded approach?
Exactly. It's like employers realize that their employees being unhealthy affects their bottom line. Healthy employees are 2 times more productive than unhealthy employees. And with the changes in healthcare, high deductibles, I've seen it in my practice since 2014. A large percentage of our patients have high deductibles. So guess what? They don't come. But those same employees, if there is a workplace wellness program that can help them, they're likely to take advantage of it. But to come in my office and other doctors' office with $3,000, $4,000, and $5,000 deductibles have not been a reality since 2014. So since then, I think that the trend is for employers to look for a more systematic wellness program that addresses more areas of our health.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And Patricia, just to throw over to you from like a holistic perspective of things, what do you see? What sort of trends do you see emerging?
Well, I agree with Dr. Pope. I see it more from a smaller corporate venue. They're taking more of a holistic approach to wellness. So it's no longer about, like years ago, it was just looking at one isolated issue, such as time management, right, or productivity. Now they're looking at the employees in terms of, well, why are they late? Why aren't they producing? So there's more to than just that overall subject matter, and we're seeing the trend that they're investing more from a smaller corporate venue now I'm talking about. And so that's the good news, right? So, you know, more getting rooted into the wellness avenue rather than just looking at things independently. And I think also that's really great news because it is all interconnected, right? So if that helps, you know, them establish more of a rounded approach to their employees, they're going to be more productive rather than looking at it subjectively. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think along the lines of those just things that are evolving in this way, you know, Dr. Pope, what brought you into this field, and have you seen it changed? How have you seen it changed from your what inspired you in the first place?
Well, what brought me into the wellness field was basically I started on in the previous question. Since 2014, our healthcare and the way healthcare is delivered has changed drastically. We have a 5,000 square foot wellness facility here outside of Atlanta in the suburb of Decatur. And since then, we have seen that because of the high deductibles that started in 2014, our patients are no longer coming in. What it has done for us is it's almost made us concierge, a mobile, a nomad doctor. You know, our primary service now is on-site corporate weight loss. We help employers lower their employees' BMI so they can be more productive. So because of the changes in our healthcare, it has resulted that as a profession, I now have to go to the workplace, which is where employees are spending most of their time anyway. But it's an exciting thing, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. And Patricia, what inspired you to sort of join into this field, and how have you seen it evolve over your time working in it?
Sure. Well, years ago, I was involved in it more from a chronic disorganization specialist. So um, I never thought to this day I would be personally involved into the wellness on this level. Basically, I had my own personal setback, and so my own personal setback made me step back and look at things from a different perspective. Like, how does this affect people who have to show up to work every day? You know, what is happening? How do they effectively, you know, go through their day when they're not feeling well? How does this change the quality of their life? And how do they communicate this to their employers in a way where they're not feeling embarrassed or concerned or worried about, you know, how it's going to affect their performance and so forth. So for me, having my own personal setback and writing about it, just has brought me, you know, peace and closure in terms of the things that I found for myself that makes me want to share more and more with, you know, everyone that I can help. There's more people I can help, the better I think, you know, the message gets out for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that line, you know, we were talking a little bit before the webcast. Sorry, viewers, we're bringing in you in now. We were talking about the differences in countries and sort of the workforce. And I think in America, you know, we do have a lot of opportunity to grow, to keep going. The harder we work, the later we work, the higher up we go. And because of those opportunities, some people maybe push their wellness aside, their well-being aside, and they just keep going to get, you know, the higher paycheck or the promotion. And it's nice that companies are finally realizing and taking care of their employees along that line. And Dr. Pope, do you have anything to say on that topic? Have you seen examples of people like that?
Yeah, well, Christina, what you said, you know, people live more in the work longer hours, and I think, yeah, it's just, you know, our changes in our healthcare with probably some lemons, and some people that eliminate that is coming out of it is that there are now places that are there in the workplace where the employees are spending all these time. So I think this is just great, you know, that I believe that with the trend in on-site wellness, on-site well-being in the workplace, I believe, and I'm very optimistic, that over the next 5 to 10, 15, 20 years, there may be a decrease in all of our chronic diseases and our ailments that are just causing us to be like the unhealthiest country. I believe that in the next years, in the next 5 to 10, 15 years, we have something good to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I love the way you say it. Just so, matter of fact, we've got something good to look forward to in this day. And just before we throw back to Patricia, I do want to let you guys know if you're interested in meeting these two lovely ladies. They're going to be at Congress, and if not, we're going to get them to come to Congress. And we have a lot of other experts in this field. It's a great place for like-minded individuals to collaborate on this. And feel free to reach out to Miguel Dorsan, my colleague. He knows you'll be in touch. He's happy to help you get registered for the event and to help you get in touch with our branding team and sponsorship if that's something that interests you as well. And if your HR manager or broker are watching right now, we do have some VIP passes still available. So don't hesitate to reach out. It's in the downloadable handout in this webcast, or you can also reach out directly at mdorsan@goGHR.com. So now that I put that little quip in there, Patricia, I just want to throw back to you and sort of talk about LA and what things you'd be interested in seeing. I know we were talking about, how it's nice to have a collection of progressive minds together talking about health and well-being, and is that something that you'd be excited to experience at Congress?
Absolutely. I'm so excited, Christina, about that. And I'm excited to meet you, and I'm excited to meet Dr. Pope and everybody else, because, when you go through something like this from a wellness perspective where you have a setback and you all of a sudden are thrown into this new lifestyle, right? So now you're personally affected, and then you look at it from a professional standpoint. So meeting people who, are like-minded individuals, they all have the same agenda. It's just from a personal standpoint, it's gratifying. From a professional standpoint, I feel like I finally met my people. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's great, and what's nice about it also is that that we're also a mixed Congress where we're bringing in people from around the globe too in health and wellness. So it's not just based for U.S. only, and we combine these conferences under GHR, and that leads us to our question from Joshua Perry. He's asking if we see multinational workplaces focusing on true global health across borders. So, is America really the only one fronting this, or are we also seeing it in other countries? And Sean Marie Pope, I thought maybe you could take the lead on this one.
Yes, I think that our country's healthcare is unlike any other. There is I have been fortunate to meet people from Europe, people from Canada, and their healthcare systems are just totally different than ours. So the issues that we have in America are not present as in alarming numbers as they are in other countries, and it has to do with the availability of health care. Prior to the changes in our health care, we probably were one of the countries that had one of the largest numbers of our people that were not covered by health care. Unlike other countries where they may have a system where not having health care is like unheard of. So, yes, I would say that they probably have wellness things already in, but they're not as needed as much, because we're in a country where 75% of our diseases that we have are preventable. They're based on our behaviors. So because that's an alarming rate, this is something that we as a country actually need. So hopefully, as Americans, we can example to other countries, and we can look not only as a democracy, but a country as an example of health.
Yeah, and being part of the Corporate Health and Wellness Association, I know we have other countries reaching out to us all the time, asking, to get certified and sort of get on board and getting their companies and their countries to that level as well. Which brings us to one of the largest things in companies: stress. How do we get the stress down from the workday? It could be something little of, oh, I forgot my lunch, to, oh, my boss is just not having it today. And I want to direct that question to Patricia, and also thank you, Katie Hoffman, for submitting that question. What is the best way to manage stress in the workplace?
That's a really good one, and it's funny because I just wrote a blog post about that the other day. I think it really goes back to what Dr. Pope even mentioned earlier, the preventative care. If we're mindful of prevention, then we know in our minds that we have to stop ourselves. We have to say, you know what, we need a break. And I need to, find some nutrition for myself right now. Whether that means stopping and having, a glass of water, an apple, something nutritious for us, but just getting up and even walking around, having a conversation maybe for 2 minutes that's uplifting, but doing something that encourages you to just break away from the routine and the monotony of it all. And I think that the workplace is becoming very mindful of that, and that makes me very happy.
Yeah. Do you have any like techniques you can maybe help us with?
Well, I think it also just goes back to, believe it or not, I know a lot of people sometimes say, well, I don't know how to really do that, but really learning how to prioritize yourself and putting yourself to be number one, saying, this is important to me, because if I don't do this, no one's going to say to me, get up and walk, get up and have a good nutritious snack. So you have to be assertive for yourself, and you have to really take the initiative for yourself. And then you never know, you can become the leader and people may follow you.
That's a great topic to talk about, because there's actually a headline right now: "Are voluntary corporate wellness programs a form of coercion?" And I mean, I'm sure there's like a whole lot in that article, but just to sort of cover the top, just the top discussion on this, is it better to have a voluntary corporate wellness program, or one that more, or say you have less choice in?
Can I comment on that? Yes. I would think that initially it may be, you know, you sort of like, you can rule with a carrot or you can rule with a big stick, right? We can put big sticks in the corporations, or we can give them some carrots. And what I mean is, we can tell them you have to do this, or we can kind of create some positive energy around it by starting off by just putting the carrots out there, you know? So I think if a company is getting ready to start one, they probably want to have some voluntary ones, and then, you know, bring along incentives and make it, you know, more enticing. But I'll tell you, I had an interesting call about 2 weeks ago from a respiratory therapist that worked at a hospital in Illinois. And she called me because she was interested in our weight loss program, because she was a respiratory therapist at a hospital, and because her BMI was above 25, our BMI was about 31, she had to pay a larger portion of her health insurance. So that kind of was like not necessarily a big stick, but she felt it as a stick or a thorn in the side. But she also felt the responsibility to do something and take control of her health also. So I think there is time for voluntary, but I think voluntary programs are in the beginning. And once you educate during those voluntary, that educate the employees the importance of the economic effects of having healthy employees. Because bottom line, if you have unhealthy employees, if you're not encouraging or strongly requiring these wellness programs, you're going to have more costs for the company. But I think that if we tell the employees, you know, if you have less health care expense, that we may be able to do more for you in other ways. And I think that, and who doesn't want to be healthy, though? You know, I think everyone wants to be healthy. Whether they admit it or not, I think they're down in there if they had the option. If I was a little genie and I could say I can give you one wish around health, to be or not, I think more people would opt to see it. So, yes, I think that back to your question is that voluntary is a way to start. But definitely I think we should move forward, because as a team, it should be the employers, not only the employer's responsibility, but employees' responsibility to make choices to take care of themselves also.
Right, because in the end of it, maybe we all want to be healthy, but we just don't know how to go about doing it the best way for us, because we're all so different. Some things work for other people. And on that line, I know a lot of concerns with employers these days are tobacco, and how to get that managed with their employees from smoking. And I'm not sure, Patricia, maybe you can answer this question from Melissa Jones. Are you seeing more of a shift with employers offering a tobacco surcharge? And what's your thoughts around this topic and its impact on the morale of employees?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I don't have much experience in that area. So I
know this is fairly new, too.
Right.
Employers don't necessarily charge their employees for smoking. I think there was actually a big headline about this recently. Am I right, Dr. Pope?
Yes, I think where they see it, they're not necessarily calling it a surcharge, but there are increased premiums.
Yeah.
You know? So they are paying it in some cases, whether they're calling it a surcharge or not. But I do also believe that all those employers that choose to have that charge should also have opportunities there to help them to stop smoking.
Absolutely. if you're going to put some sort of I guess stick out there, then you need to have a way to go about not feeling it hit so hard. And that leads us back to my last question for today, because we're almost out of time. Jean Marie, what are you looking forward to at the HBC?
I am so excited about this conference because, first of all, I've been practicing for I've practiced for more than 15 years, and that long you can see my expand on a house like this. So one of the things I'm excited, Trish referred to earlier, as being people of like mind. I'm excited about being in the hotel after the sessions. I'm excited about the speakers. I mean, has anyone seen the agenda? Get along, has anyone seen the ad that said, if you attend this, we're going to help you shine brighter? Or how about the one that said, if you miss this conference, you're going to have to watch your competitors catch up? And I'm not one to be on the sideline, so I'm so excited. I'm excited about the information that's going to be taught, that's listed on the agenda. I'm excited about the opportunity to just to meet someone, to exchange numbers, to exchange ideas periodically, to call and just have someone to talk to. My husband even said, you're probably going to come back with some presentations and some work to go and present your product to. So I'm just really excited. You know, it's sort of like a kid that's going to Disney. You know, I've already in a guest bedroom. Whenever I have trips like this, I kind of have to lay my clothes out in advance. So, you know, you know, and I'm going to stop. What do you comfortable shoes, because guess what? I've seen a video from last year's the vendor expo. Oh my gosh. I've already, you guys will be able to recognize me because I'm going to be carrying this little backpack purse. And the strategy is, because I'm going to I'm going to try to visit every vendor table because I'm sure they're going to have some great giveaways.
We have the problem right now that our bags are not big enough to hold all the free stuff that we're giving away.
Don't worry, I got a backpack
For
purse.
all of you 67 attendees that are still watching this, you get like thousands of dollars worth of free stuff, and we're having to buy bigger bags now to put it on there. We got wearable devices, cooking classes, movie tickets. We've got a virtual reality goggle set. Like, I mean, come on. Like, for what you pay for Congress. And you know what? Just to sum it up, just because I feel like I'm in a Santa Claus mood, we're going to give away 50% off to anybody who registers today who's still watching. We've got 67 of you left. So anybody who's still watching and you guys want to meet us there and you guys want to have this conversation in person and you want to carry your giant bag full of all of your amazing goodies, go to www.employerhealthcarecongress.com and use code TODAY only. And I'm not going to repeat that, so you hope you took it down. But anyway, thank you so much, Dr. Pope and Patricia Diesel. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I'm so happy you joined us today, and I really look forward to meeting you guys.
Likewise, I'm really excited as well. Thank you so much for inviting me. Nice to meet you, Pope.
All right, well, I'll talk to you ladies soon. Thank you.
Bye, Patricia.
Bye-bye.